Hello, gorgeous. I am back today, and today I'm talking about how I take care of my femininity in my 40s. I don't know why I wanted to add the 40s part, but I do feel like that as we get older, sometimes we can lose our femininity in our families, in our careers, and things like that. So, thought I'd mention, but I think this information will be useful to everyone. Number one way that I really nurture my femininity is making sure that my basic needs are met. And by basic needs, I mean just things that will hinder my ability to be my best self, because they are going to put me in fight or flight, or they're going to put me in like my instincts rather than my consciousness. And those things are proper sleep, proper hydration, getting foods that really nourish my body. And as a feminine being, you really have to be careful. That's why I'm using the word nourish, because it's different than eating foods that are pleasurable. And yes, eventually when you start eating a certain way, the foods that nourish you are also pleasurable. But when you're coming from kind of like the standard American diet, they can be two very different things in the beginning. So this is something that I talk about in Alchemy and Ascension for those of you that want to take a deeper look into your feminine instincts and your female instincts and how they kind of hinder your ability sometimes to be your best self. I'll link that in the description box. Also, another one of basic needs to stay in my femininity, take care of my femininity, is to make sure that I'm feeling safe. And there are two parts to this. I think in the Western world, most of us do live in societies and communities, hopefully in homes where we should feel safe. But we have female DNA, and female DNA is constantly monitoring its environment to make sure it's safe. So the second part of this is that a lot of things that make us not feel safe are perceived threats and not actual threats. So I've done inner work, and I do this daily. This is like, since I have female DNA, this is daily inner work that I do, meditations and affirmations that make me feel safe. The way that you breathe, the way that you speak to yourself, the thoughts that you think can contribute to this. So make sure that you are taking an active decision to feel safe wherever you are, and especially in your body. And same one, number one, still in basic needs, movement. Movement is a very important feminine need to be in touch with your femininity and your sexuality and your sensuality as well. So I have shared this with you guys before. I lift weights. I do the way that I lift weights, I do it kind of HIIT style, so that I'm also getting my heart rate up and things like that. I also do feminine dance and embodiment work that I've taught you guys in the hypnotic sex course. So that's all available to you guys if you want to learn more. Number two, way that I really nurture my femininity and make sure that I'm taking care of myself is that I am in a marriage and surround myself with people where I'm getting very nourishing touch and affection. The female DNA needs touch and affection. We really thrive in our best selves when we are in relationships that are very affectionate. And of course, this means our romantic partner, but this also means our friendships, right? Like, hugging and feeling supported, and hugging your children and relatives, things like that. So I am very blessed that I am surrounded by people that are very affectionate towards me, and I get a lot of that physical touch. I am also a huge fan of massages. I know that not everyone loves them. I have a friend that hates getting massages, but especially if you are in a situation where you're not getting a lot of human touch, I cannot stress this enough. Find an amazing massage therapist and make sure that you are getting that human touch and that human connection. It is like nutrients for the female DNA. We need it. No exception. Like, we desperately need it. It's like saying that you can live without air or water. You can't, right? it's the same. We thrive and we really come alive when we are being touched. So that's also one way that I would say. Number three way that I really take care of my femininity is that I make sure that I am in relationships where I am heard. Okay. Now, in Alchemy and Ascension, I talk about how when we are in our instincts, when we are not our best self, that we can talk uncontrollably and we can impose ourselves on other people. That's not what I mean. You know, if you're constantly venting to people and stuff, you can tire people out, and that's rude and it's disrespectful. That's not what I mean. It's like being heard in every situation. No, what I mean is when you have something of value to say, when you are trying to make a connection with another human being, they are willing to hear you. You feel heard, okay? So I do want to make that difference, because some women ramble on and on and on. They're in their instincts, they're in their fear, and then they expect people to just listen, and that's rude. That's too much to expect of other people. So one other layer of being heard is hearing yourself, listening to your body, listening to your sensations. So journaling, I am a huge fan of journaling. That's why my basic babe bundle has so many journaling prompts. And I really want you to get into journaling, because you can start hearing yourself through journaling, through the written word, and it can start recreating that relationship that a lot of women have lost with themselves through the highly masculinized society that we live in. Number 4 way that I keep my femininity is I make sure that I'm in relationships where I am desired. So obviously this is true in my romantic relationship, in my marriage. I'm with a man that highly desires me, wants to be with me romantically and as a friend and as a partner and as a co-parent and all of those wonderful things. But also friendships, right? Oftentimes we're trying to keep together friendships that maybe were great previously, but maybe you guys have fallen out of alignment because you've been doing your inner work or moved in different areas, but you're trying to keep that thing going and keep that thing together out of loyalty, and it just doesn't work, because then we don't feel desired as human beings. We don't feel like our company is valuable, our essence is celebrated in that union. So I have said this before, I don't have a ton of friends. I've never been that person that had a ton of friends. I really go for quality, and I want to be surrounded by people that I desire and they desire me back. So this is really an important one, especially as a human design projector. You want to be where you are appreciated and recognized, and I am a projector. I've shared that with you guys before, so this is very important to me. Number 5 way that I really celebrate and take care of my femininity is timelessness. So femininity thrives in timelessness. Masculinity is very goal oriented. It's very time and space focused, right? Like, we got to get here on this time, we got to get this done. Also with timelessness, there is this sense of no accountability. So accountability is being accountable for producing results, being accountable for producing any kind of outcome is a very masculine quality, and it requires a lot of testosterone. As you guys have heard me talk about before, women have 16 times less testosterone than men. 16 times. So when we are accountable for keeping time or being at a certain place at a certain time or producing certain results all the time, it really depletes us, because women get their testosterone part from their ovaries and part from their adrenal glands. And so if we overexert our accountability code, or whatever you want to call it, it really ages us quickly. It really tires us out. It really it's almost like how I experience it is being sucked dry. Like, I'm not juicy anymore. I'm not feeling delicious anymore. I'm gonna lose my feminine movement, and and radiance, right? Like you feel dry, you feel like you have nothing more left to give. You don't feel nourished, and you definitely aren't nourishing to other people in that mode. So timelessness is a very important feminine quality, and one that I really protect and honor and cherish for myself. So this means making lifestyle changes and lifestyle adjustments, so that I can keep in this mode most of the time. You know, there are some things that I'm accountable for in my life. Obviously, I, have a beautiful business that I love and I'm passionate about, and I'm accountable for certain things in there. But I guard this with my life. I'm telling you, because it is my life. It's my vitality. It's my radiance. It's my health. And so I say no a lot. I'm very blessed that I get a lot of offers. People want to work with me. People want me to promote their products and help them with their careers. And I say thank you. I'm honored, and I'm going to have to decline a lot at this point in my life, because I do not want to be accountable for producing a lot of results, because that's going to take away from my femininity. So I prioritize what I'm okay with. And this is why I've also chosen a very masculine energy partner, to do life with, because he is accountable for a lot of things in our marriage, and he thrives in that. He has more testosterone. That doesn't mean it's easy for him. I'm blessed that he takes on that role for me, so that I can be in my femininity, but he feels nourished by my femininity because I'm able to uphold this. So those are the 5 things that I want to share with you that I believe are my foundation, my pillars, the key to me protecting my femininity. And a lot of this I've gone deeper in and shared with you in Alchemy and Ascension, which is my latest program. It's my newest baby, and it really talks about feminine and female DNA and our instincts and things that we need to kind of overcome at this point, because our instincts are old and our lifestyles are new, the type of lifestyles we're living now and desire to live. So that's something that will really, really support you on this journey. So I hope this was useful to you. Let me know also in the chat or in the comments, what are some ways that you protect and really nourish and take care of your femininity. All right. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.